Age Suffrage Project by James, Kat, and Macy. How did it start? Before 1971, only Alaska, Georgia, Hawaii, and Kentucky allowed individuals under 21 to vote. Many U.S. citizens, especially those under 21, didn't think it was fair that people could be drafted to fight in a war but were not allowed to vote. Under the protection of the First Amendment, citizens gathered to protest. Their slogan was, "Old enough to fight, old enough to vote." These protests started during World War II. Protests intensified during the Vietnam War. To show their dissatisfaction with being unable to vote, people resisted the draft. More recently, on May 22, 1998, the Open Register protest took place across America. Those participating ranged from ages 13 to 17. This protest was started by a 15-year-old high school girl who wanted the voting age lowered from 18. What did the government do? In 1942, Jennings Randolph, a West Virginia Democratic congressman, introduced federal legislation to lower the voting age. He attempted to introduce this legislation 11 times. In the 1954 State of the Union address, Eisenhower was the first president to voice his support for lowering the minimum voting age. He said, "For years our citizens between the ages of 18 and 21 have, in time of peril, been summoned to fight for America. They should participate in the political process that produces these fateful summons." During the Vietnam War in 1969, approximately 60 resolutions were introduced in Congress to lower the voting age. None of these resolutions resulted in any action. In 1970, Oregon, Texas, and Idaho filed a lawsuit against U.S. Attorney General John Mitchell. They claim that only the state has the authority to establish voting laws at state and local elections. The court decided that Congress could not regulate the minimum voting age in state and local elections. How effective was the movement? On March 10, 1971, the U.S. Senate voted in favor of Amendment 26. In July of 1971, President Nixon signed it into law allowing 18-year-olds and up to vote. Voting trends from 1972 to 2004 show that an average of 43% of voters aged 18 to 24 participated in presidential elections. The highest of 52% was seen in 1972, the first presidential election after the passing of the 26th Amendment. More recent voter turnout data from the 2012 election shows that 43% female and 38% male voters aged 18 to 24 participated in the election. Data trends show that 60 to 66% of voters aged 18 to 29 voted Democratic in the 2008 and 2012 elections. The elected president in both cases was Democratic, indicating the influence of their vote. Thanks to the 26th Amendment, young people finally got their wish.